Ricken Financial presents Kickin' with the Rickens, Redefining Retirement. Gerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken Provost want to help you reach the retirement you deserve. Let's build a strategy that gives you the confidence while meeting your financial wants and needs. Meet the team at rickenfinancial.com. Now, Kickin' with the Rickens.
And it's all powered by Ricken Financial. Appreciate you subscribing to Kickin' with the Rickens, Redefining Retirement. My name is Mark Owens. Heidi Ricken Provost is not here, but that is actually a good thing, even though we love Heidi. But I am super happy to hear your voice. Gerry Ricken, how are you doing?
You know what, Mark? Every day's a holiday, baby. I'm doing fabulous.
So it's been a little while since we've had the chance to catch up with you, and Heidi's, kept us up to date with your trials and your tribulations and, most importantly, your injuries. So let's start from the beginning. You had your retina detach?
Yes, that wasn't an intentional tort. 2 weeks ago yesterday, as a matter of fact, it's been a little over 2 weeks, I was heading home for lunch, and on my way back to the office, I couldn't see out a part of my left eye. So I immediately came back to the office and said, excuse me, but I'm going across the street, because across the street happens to be Washington University's ophthalmology department, where I had my cataract surgery last year. So I went over and saw my doctor, and they said, you need to go down to the big hospital right away and meet with a retinologist because your retina appears to be detached. And I said, okay, I'll do that. So this time I didn't drive by myself. I went home. Sheila took me, and I got there, and they said, yes, you're going to have surgery tomorrow. They got me in, and the next day, the retinologist that I had just met with, Dr. Rao, who's a fabulous doctor, by the way, said, you're going to be here tomorrow, and we're going to start cutting on your eye. And I said, what? First of all, I backed up, and I said, what causes this? And they said, we really don't know. If you have blood trauma to your head, which I didn't have, that can cause it. Or if you have previous eye surgery, like cataract surgery, you're more susceptible, but not necessarily susceptible to a retina detachment. But it detached nonetheless. And they said, what we do is we go into your eye, we take some gel out of your eye, we put an air bubble in your eye. And I said, okay, this is interesting. So for the next week and a half, week to 10 days, you'll be laying flat on your stomach with your head straight down so that this air bubble reattaches retina to the back of your eye. So that's what I did. And when I did that, when I got up, I could walk around. I asked the doctor if I could get up and walk around. They said, yes. But when you walk around, you put your chin to your chest. You look straight down while you're walking. So my shoulders, my neck, those need a little help now. But I'm happy to report that I'm upright. After my 9 days of looking straight down, he told me upon my follow-up visit that I could now look straight up, and it's reattached. But when I look through it right now, I still have the air bubble in that eye, and it appears as though I'm looking through clear jello, and it's not very clear, right? So, but they said because I'm looking through the air bubble, and that air bubble will eventually disappear, and then I should have my vision back. So I'm very, very thankful.
So, Gerry, were you ever in any pain with a detached retina? Because it sounds gruesome and it sounds horrible.
I was not in any pain until after the surgery. So obviously when someone cuts on your eye, there's a little bit of trauma to your eye. And in fact, I'm thinking about, trying out for the next gruesome horror film because my left eye looks a little
beat up,
worse for the wear.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, this should have happened in October.
I was actually thinking about the other thing I was thinking about doing is because I'm a very patriotic person. Mm-hmm. I love the 4th of July. I love our country. I love, patriotism. And now I have an eye to match because it's red, white, and blue right now.
Oh, geez, Louise.
There are a lot of positives that you need to look at. And I always look at the positives here, buddy.
Heidi often says that you are one of the most glass half full. She was even keeping us updated over the past couple of weeks, on your healing process. And you're like, we have to tell him, stay home, rest, relax. Like, was it hard for you just to sit and do nothing?
Oh, I couldn't stand that. Yes. No, it was extremely difficult for me to just do nothing because I'm not a do nothing person. And yes, Heidi is very right about my optimism. I'm not a glass half full. I'm a glass full.
Yeah.
I don't. There's no half about it.
So obviously you're back with us here today. How do you feel today? My wife makes fun of me all the time because I'm a horrible patient, because even if I'm on my deathbed, I'm like, I feel fine, everything's going to be fine. But for you here today, how do you feel, Gerry Ricken?
I feel great. I really do.
Good.
I really do. It's the only thing that's a little bit weird is looking through that eye. When I have that eye open, it not only does it not look good from looking at me, it doesn't look good looking out either.
Are you driving? Can you drive it with the
yes, sir.
jello eye?
Yes, sir. I just keep that eye closed when I drive.
I don't want you to get pulled over, but there's a part of me once you get it pulled over. How do you explain that to the cop?
I'm very, very fortunate in that my commute is 5 minutes.
There you go. But these are one of the speed bumps in life that we talk about all the time here on Kicking with Rickens, that these unexpected emergencies, these unplanned for situations. Do you have a backup plan for an instance like this for yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you have to practice what you preach, Mark. And when we talk to people about being prepared, you have to have a backup plan. And the backup plan is, in a lot of marriages, one person usually does the bills and takes care of all that, and the other person doesn't, or, that's rarely a shared thing. And Sheila did that for years and years and years while she was staying home with the kids. And then I took it over when she re-entered the workforce, just so we could share the load a little bit. But she is very well aware of what's happening, what, she can pick up at any point in time. Also with respect to, passwords and those kinds of things, and looking at, that's a huge issue that we talk to people about, because a lot of people don't, and we've had this happen before where we've had clients who were incapacitated and their spouse or partner didn't know how to do things. So we always try to make sure that there is a contingency plan. And yes, we do have a contingency plan. We have a healthcare directives, power of attorney, all those things are in place, because you never know. And, obviously I didn't know that 2 weeks ago yesterday, I would lose part of my vision.
Yeah.
So that was just an unexpected, unforeseen thing. I was thankful because, they said and I was thankful that I listened to my body, and men especially don't typically listen to their bodies. I can gut through this. I can gut through this, but I listened to my body and said, there's something really, really odd about this one. So I'm glad that I had the intestinal fortitude to say, hey, there is something wrong with me. I need to go see the doctor. Because the next day, on that Monday, I had about a third of my vision of my left eye was gone when it happened. And by the next day in surgery on Tuesday, more than half of my vision was gone. So when your retina detaches, it continues to detach. So, the sooner you act on something like that, the better off you're going to be. And I'm glad that I acted pretty soon.
When you customize plans for the families that you serve, a retina detachment is not really something that you can specifically prepare for. But what category does this fall under?
This really falls under short-term needs. You want an emergency fund. Because if something like this happens and your insurance doesn't necessarily kick in right away, or you're off work for a while, you need some other revenue to replace those funds. So that's really where it kind of falls into. And also with respect to healthcare and the healthcare directives and the healthcare power of attorney and the actual durable power of attorney, so someone can step in. I'm fortunate in that both of us, Sheila and I, are both co-signers on everything that we have. So either one of us can step in for either one. But if something were more than my health care, more than just a detached retina, and I was really incapacitated, I would want someone that knows what I need, what I want, what my desires are with respect to healthcare.
What have you learned from all this?
I've learned that I never want to have a detached retina again in my life, Mark.
That's a great lesson.
I've learned that no matter what, you need to listen to your body immediately. And if something isn't right, there's a reason that it's not right. You need to seek medical attention.
Yeah.
Because if you let it linger, it can only perpetuate itself.
But there was no warning signs for this, was there?
There were no warning signs at all.
Yeah.
No warning signs at all.
So we call them speed bumps. Speed bumps, I'm not really prepared for it. And
that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Kick to the face.
You hit a little bump in the road and you keep on rolling, baby.
And it also says something about the power of family as well, because I know Heidi had to really step up in your absence and kind of run ship it. Ricken Financial Group.
And I'm so blessed that she's here because I couldn't have gotten through this without her.
All right, so what kind of medicine are you on right now? What's next for you, Gerry?
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of bulked up. I'm on a steroid eye drip.
Yeah, what's up, man? I thought.
I bet I was on it 4 times a day, and now I'm on it 3 times a day. And as of tomorrow, I'm going to 2 times a day because
he's getting too big. That's the problem. Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know if y'all can, if you're listening to this podcast, you can't see him, but he's really got some defined muscles, and he's been using a lot of self tanner as well. So I think he shaved all of his body hair, and he's going to do some competitions or something. I don't know what the hell's happening, but
you know what?
It's working.
I've always thought about a different career, but I haven't thought about that one.
It took a detached retina for you to decide your next chapter.
I actually thought about becoming a professional poker player because during that whole 2-week period, I was a one-eyed jack. So.
Got a great poker face right now. Nobody wants to look in your eyes to begin with. Terrifying.
No, it would be very terrifying. Very terrifying.
You talked about your lesson learned as we slowly wrap things up here this week on Kicking with the Rickens. What would your advice be to the families that you service and to the men out there as well? You said, listen to your bodies, but what would your overall advice be to those listening?
I would say just be prepared. The Boy Scouts motto is be prepared, and that can't be more true when you talk about your health, you talk about your finances. Think about all the contingencies out there and be prepared for them and be acceptive to, the things that your body is telling you and be perceptive to your accepting help as well. So, and that's a tough thing for a lot of people is to accept help because we think we can do it on our own, but a lot of times we can't.
And you said earlier, make sure you have a plan.
Planning is the key to success.
Yep. And that includes planning and preparations for these unforeseen situations like Gerry's detached retina. By the way, that sounds like a high school band name. Gerry's detached retina playing at the Tabernacle this Sunday.
That's right. Come see us.
Oh, there it is. I think with that, that's a good place to wrap it up here on Kicking with the Rickens. Hey, just the importance of having a plan. And when you work with Gerry, Heidi, and the entire team, they're going to make sure that you have a plan in place for situations just like this. So, experience is key. And I guess when we talk about it, Gerry, this is the experience that we're looking for here because you're living it right now.
That's exactly right, baby.
Yep. RickenFinancial.com to meet Gerry, to meet Heidi, to meet the entire team. You could schedule your consultation online. Again, RickenFinancial.com. You can get more information in the show notes. So, Gerry, before we get out of here, finish this up for me. Every day
is a holiday.
Life is short.
Laugh hard.
Hey, thanks so much for listening and subscribing. This has been Kicking with the Rickens, redefining retirement.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Ricken Financial LLC. Ricken Financial LLC is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Ricken Financial LLC are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Ricken Financial LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Ricken Financial LLC.
Please remember that converting an employer plan account to a Roth IRA is a taxable event. Increased taxable income from the Roth IRA conversion may have several consequences. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA.